Looking back to that kid that was sitting in the chair for his high school photo, what advice would you tell him?
Use your fucking eyes. I'm Vincent L. Chan. I'm a photographer in Vancouver. I was doing a photo shoot for the Rocky Mountaineer, which is also known as the Great Canadian Train Tours. It is one of the only ways to see Canada via the train tracks. Not everyone gets to go into the backcountry, the back roads or backwoods to see what this country is made of. A lot of times it's just on highways, and the highways are just highways. You barely see any of the lakes or the mountainsides. It's a luxury tour. They feed you really well. There's 2 levels that you can travel on, silver and gold cars. We had the chance of doing the gold car, which was really cool. I was looking back at the photographs and I realized, for the first so many hours, it was just all photographs of the landscape and places we stopped and then at the last hour or so, we did the photographs of the board of directors. All right, keep your body in the same position. Turn your head a little bit to the right. There you go. Nice, chin down, nice. Even if it takes, a few seconds or 10 minutes to win someone over, you have to do it. And I remember many different occasions, like, for instance, just doing a basic headshot with one of these, one of my clients. And I've never met these people until that day. But I started a conversation with this one gentleman, and it was fairly personal. It got to a point where, he said things to me like, oh, I don't smile or anything like that. So I needed to dig deeper into that. Why doesn't he smile, Instead of making a quick judgment, I wanted to find out, why doesn't this person want to smile? Or how is it that he doesn't know how to smile? Or what is smiling all about? What is smiling all about for him, Then we started to talk, and we engaged in a deep conversation where it came down to his mother having passed away, and getting to a point where I got him so comfortable that I said, just look at me and imagine your mother just walking in the door behind me. And his expression just changed, And you got to be ready for that, As soon as it happens, click. It was during my high school days. I had gone to this photographer, his name was Jeff Brown. He was the school photographer for us, And of course I was interested in photography back then, and I was sitting for him to do my school portrait. I kept asking him questions, I kept asking him about the format of the camera, because it was a fairly large camera. And I think it was one of those medium format cameras that had a 100-foot roll spool of 2¼ film. And I was asking him things like, what's the ratio of the lights that you're using here, the balance. And I was asking him about the focal length of the camera lens. I was remembering that, and I said, because it's such a big camera, I thought. And he thought, oh, well, you obviously like to do photography. And I said, oh, yeah, I like to play around. And I started to do some sessions with him, and his studio was all the way out in New Westminster. And so what I had to do was, and I lived in the east side of Vancouver, I had to bus it all the way to New West, go to the studio, and then, he'd drive around. And he was doing a wedding, and I was helping him on the wedding. I was running little errands for him, getting him film backs and whatnot. And one of my biggest jobs, or most important jobs, was to fix the bride's dress. And he told me to go fix the dress, and I went up there and fiddled around with it, and I came back, and I was only like 16 or 17 years old, and he said, "Vincent, use your f***ing eyes." And I thought, I was, and I thought, but he pointed it out, what I had to do, and I went and corrected the dress and spread it out nicely. That was a lesson that I learned that I've never forgotten. I still hear his voice now, use your f***ing eyes.